students. Today I am going to start a new chapter from Flamingo book, and that chapter is a poem. It is the title of that poem is chapter number 6, Aunt Jennifer's Tigers. This is a very interesting poem. I hope you will also like it. So let's start the discussion of the story. The poem. Let's talk about the first that the poet is. The poet is Adrienne Cecil Ridge, who was born in 1929 and she was died in 2012. The poet is American poet. She is also an essayist or a feminist also, and one of the most widely read and influenced poets of the second half of the 20th century. She is considered as a widely influenced poets in 20th century. In her poems, she talks about the woman's experience in her married life, and she has tried to explore the inner feeling of woman who is living under the dominance of man, or you can say the under the patriarchy. That the patriarchy means the domination of a male on in a society, right? So I hope you understand the uh, the poems about the Adrian Rich. Uh, the poem it addresses the difficulties and the problems of married life and the woman experiences after a life. Let's start line by line explanation. Aunt Jennifer's tigers prance across a screen, bright topaz denizens of a world of green. Now prance means walk or move around with high springly steps. Now it is here that the poet is talking about aunt and whose name is Jennifer Aunt, and the tiger that she was meeting, right? Or let me tell you afterward, but let me discuss the meaning of the prance. Prance means the tigers are walking and moving around very high springly across a screen. Bright topaz, denizen of the world of green. Bright topaz is a bright yellow colored stone. Now here the the tiger is looking like a bright topaz. Now it's a yellow colored. The color of that tiger is a bright topaz color, and denizens of a world of green. Now denizen means this is an animal that lives is found in a particular place. For means it is a habitant of the particular habituates, right? Habitants in a particular place. Uh, the animals we know that they are living in a world of green. That is the green. That is the forest. So here the Aunt Jennifer's tiger sprints across, and Aunt Jennifer's Joe tigers that is her tigers are moving across the screen like a bright yellow color in the green world of in the full green forest. They do not fear the man beneath the tree. They pass in sleek chivalric certainty. Now the tigers, the Jennifer's tigers do not fear of man. They are not fear of man, and beneath the tree के नीचे जो man होते हैं that they are not fear of that because they are living in their own world. They pass in sleek. Sleek means elegant. Chivalric means being courteous. Certainly. Now, here the Jennifer is talking about that even animals are very courteous, and you can say that an act of gentle or sleek means elegant in their space also. You can see this type of, for example, an act of gentleness in animal also. But here, the Jennifer is saying that I do not find any chivalric or slick behavior towards the woman in the society. Now, let me tell you that what the Aunt Jennifer's tiger. It doesn't mean that she has a pet as a tiger, but she is knitting one cloth, or you can say the tablecloth or on a wall cloth. In that, there is the picture of tiger, and in that picture, the tigers are moving gently, freely in their world without the fear of man. So, for the first stanza, I hope you understand. Now, let's discuss what are the literary devices used in this stanza. The rhyme scheme is AABB. Here you can say the NN, so AA, then EBB, EE, tiny tree. So, BB, that is the rhyming scheme. Then anaphora is used. Use of same word in two consecutive lines. They do not and they pass in. Now here they do not and they pass it. These two, the use of two same words. Okay. Then there is other use of metaphor is used. Use of topaz to describe the yellow color of tiger. I told you that to describe the yellow color of the tiger, she has used the metaphor of bright topaz. Okay. Going further to the second stanza, Aunt Jennifer's fingers fluttering through her wool find even the ivory needle hard to pull. The massive weight of Uncle. Okay, let's discuss this two lines first. Aunt Jennifer's finger. So that I told you that she is doing some work in a tablecloth. So in that, her fingers fluttering. Fluttering means that shivering. Fluttering means to move quickly or irregular motion as if it being agitated, right? So it is fluttering or shivering through her through her wool. Find even the ivory needle hard. It is very difficult for her to put the needle into the cloth, and her hands or her fingers are shivering. Okay, I hope you understand this too. Like next, the massive weight of Uncle's wedding band sits heavily upon Aunt Jennifer's hand. So she is saying that the poet is saying that Aunt's finger is not only fluttering because of the needle is so hard and because she is very old. That's why it's very hard to pull into the cloth. But the second thing is also that because of the heavy weight of wedding ring, now she is telling that not only this, but the weight of the ring, the wedding ring, that is also very heavy. Now this wedding band, that ring was given by the uncle to the Jennifer, and it shows that the Jennifer is depended on her husband, and she is that he is dominated the wife and Aunt Jennifer, and she is not having any freedom in her house in her marriage after her marriage, and she is saying that that is very weight heavily upon Aunt Jennifer hand, and that is why her fingers are also fluttering. And here there is the fear of her husband that if he will enter and he will see that Jennifer is doing her liking things, because she likes to have some embroidery on a cloth, and if her husband saw it, he will scold Aunt Jennifer, and that is why her fingers are fluttering and she had the fear of her husband. Maybe he scold her. Now, what are the literary devices? Again, this is the same AABB, right? This is the rhyme scheme is used. Then after alliteration, four sound is repeatedly fluttering, right? Fingers fluttering. This is the alliteration is used. Now, the last stanza. When aunt is dead, her terrified hands will lie, still ring with ordeal she was mastered by. Now, when she will be free from the domination and the exploitation of the man or the husband, only when she is died. Okay, her terrified hands will die, still ring will overdeal. Overdeal means extremely severe test or experiences. And after the marriage also, her finger is also going to have the severe, it will severe, right? Because she had experienced so many problems and exploitation in her married life, as she was mastered by, and now she is mastered of it, that she is unable to free from these clutches of patriarchy or from the clutches of that male-dominated society. The tiger in the panel that she made will go prancing. Prancing means to move around proudly. Now here aunt is saying that I am dependent on my husband. I am not free from the clutches of these marriages, and she is so much tortured by her husband. But here the painting that she was embroidering that cloth, in that picture the tiger are very free. They are free to move here and there with proudly and unafraid. Now they are not afraid of any male dominant society or any way. They are free to feel free in the forest. So here she is not free, but the tigers are free to understand or to roaming here and there without the fear of any male dominance. Here again, the rhyming scheme is lie, okay, lie by AABB. So here the rhyming scheme is also like that. And alliteration is P is repeated in prancing proud, right? This is the alliteration, prancing proud. Here the rhyming scheme is A, B, A, by, mastered by, unafraid. So here there is not the this rhyme scheme. I had a mistake here. So the rhyming scheme is here. Sorry for that. Let me write here. So lie die, है ना? Lie master. So will die, still ringed with overdale. C was mastered by. So A B, then again made, then A, and then unafraid. Then okay. So this is the rhyming scheme. I hope you understand the story. It is a very interesting story. And let me again tell you that what the story whole summary. So the inner feeling of a woman, and that is the Aunt Jennifer, that the writer is talking about Aunt Jennifer's feeling after marriage, and how she was exploited and how she was tortured by her husband. So that Jennifer is embroidering a picture and energetic and fearless tigers moving freely and proudly in a greenery, or you can say in a forest, and she is comparing herself with the tiger, that she is living a life of submissiveness or exploitation, or she was dominated by her husband, and she fears him constantly. Even while embroidering the that cloth, she had the fear if her husband can see, and she will be scolded by him. So the picture that in that picture, the free and fearless tigers reflects the inner desire of the aunt, that she would also like to have and like to live a free and fearless life like this tiger, and like elegant and bright, proudly she would like to move here and there, but she is unable to do, and her fingers are trembling because she was also having the scaring about that, about the wrath of his husband, of her husband. And since the day she got married, she has been fulfilling the demands of her husband, and this wedding ring is just a constant reminder that she belongs to her husband, and that the burden of the marriage has exhausted her, and she was tortured by her husband, and even after death now she was thinking about the ring remain on her hand, and she will never be free from the clutches of this dominating life. And on the other hand, she is saying that she is embroidering, will continue to move around freely forever, and her desire of fearless and freedom will live on through her tigers. If she will die, she is not going to free from the clutches of this domination, but her tablecloths, right, or her wall clothes, in that she can have the freedom and fearless life of the tiger, and that from that she will be happy to see that. I hope you understand. Please prepare a question answer of it. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching this. Have a nice